Hey everybody, welcome back to Deep Space. My name is Ben. I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. Today we have a pretty fun video. I'm pretty excited about it. We're going to be talking about 6 things that you can do right now to improve your mental health. 6 simple steps you can take today to improve your mental health. And then 6 not so simple steps. So that equals 12. We're going to be talking about 12 things you can do today that will directly impact your overall mental health, your quality of life. So that's what we're all about here at Deep Space, is just talking about things that matter in a way that is hopefully helpful. So let's get to the list. All right, starting off, number 1. This is my favorite. It's probably why I put it number 1. Again, it's pretty simple, but it can really be helpful. Get a dog. I know that probably is not necessarily the first thing you think of when improving your mental health, but actually studies have shown that a dog can have a dramatic impact on your overall well-being, especially mentally and emotionally. I think the reason for that is because a dog is amazing. I love dogs, if that's not clear. A dog's amazing at one thing in particular, which is unconditional love. So get a dog and get that unconditional love. Every time you come into the house, they're so excited to see you, even though you've had an awful day or you might not be fun to be around. You're the greatest thing in that dog's life in the world. Don't get a dog, P.S. If you can't be responsible for it, getting a dog and chaining up in the backyard, not giving that dog a life that it deserves, is not going to help your mental health. But if you're in a good place for it, a dog can be a really cool thing. It can really help. So get a dog. Number 2, oh, by the way, for my daughter Noelle, that does not mean you now. We already have 2 of them. So I'm just saying, keep that in mind. But someday maybe, baby. Okay, number 2. This, again, kind of simple and probably more complicated than it appears, but a simple idea. Protect your sleep. Sleep is a huge part of mental health. It's one of the very biggest. In fact, it's one of the things that when I'm working with somebody that's just having a lot of depression, maybe anxiety, a lot of emotional, overwhelmed feelings, one of the first things that I'll kind of tease out is, are you getting good sleep? Are you on your phone all the way up until about the minute you go to bed? Because screens will jack with your ability to slip into sleep. They'll suppress your tired signals that your brain is giving you and your body's telling you. So I know that sometimes you got to do it. You got to pull that all-nighter. Sometimes it's a special occasion. You're out with that crew that stays out forever. And obviously it's not a hard and fast rule, but your sleep does really, really matter. So if you're going to make exceptions to it, make sure that you compensate for that you make every effort that you can to protect that, because your sleep has a direct impact on how you feel and what your life is like. So it has a huge impact on your mental health. It's when your processing happens. It's when the stuff that happened in the day gets shifted off of the loading dock and into the more like long-term memory and starts moving through the different systems of your brain and of your body. So if you're not getting that sleep, it can jack with stuff. So protect your sleep. Number 3, really important, exercise. Your overall mental health is directly tied to your physical health, and exercise is really cool. Exercise, first of all, it does all kinds of really good things just for your body in terms of releasing endorphins and all kinds of feel good. It feels really good, and that helps with things like depression, anxiety. Another thing that exercise does for us that's really pretty remarkable is it shows our brains, that part of our brain that's assessing things beyond just cognition, beyond just what we think. It shows our brains that our actions matter, that we can actually do something that changes our life. Because if you exercise well and you do it regularly, the results of it start to show up. And one of the things that mental health, that jacks with mental health, that works against mental health, is hopelessness. As it's that sense of like, it doesn't matter what I do, I'm always going to feel this way. Well, exercise a bit, see how that feels, and just watch the way your body and your mind respond to seeing like, I'm super jacked. I love it. Your mind will love you for that and will really appreciate it. So exercise. The number 4 point simple step that you can take to improve your mental health on our list, similar. Pay attention to your nutrition. Eat well. Your body, your emotions are intimately tied with your gut. In fact, your brain actually has, your brain has multiple extensions throughout the body that aren't just, your brain's not just in your skull. You also have a brain in your heart, and your brain extends into your gut. So your gut, your overall gut health has a huge impact on on your overall mood. So if you're constantly feeling down, if you're struggling with depression, you're struggling with anxiety, struggling with bipolar symptoms, any of that stuff, adjust your diet. It's not going to solve it. It's not going to make it go away, but it can have a huge impact on it. If you eat real things, eat food that grew out of the ground. I know, simple, but eat stuff that's not highly processed. Stay away as much as you can. I know this is probably not what you want to hear. Stay away as much as you can from a bunch of sugar. Sugar's not going to help your gut. It's not going to help your brain. One thing, if you're looking, the thing that helped me the most with nutrition, and literally it changed my energy, it changed my mood, was bone broth. Just Google a good, maybe we'll put a link down in the video description, but find a good recipe for bone broth soup. It is just like super nutritious. You just drink a little bit of it every day, and it actually improves your overall physical health, and as it does, it improves your mental health. So pay attention to your nutrition. So those obviously, exercise, eating well, sleeping, basically all falls under the heading of take care of your body. Your physical health and your mental health are intimately tied. How you're feeling physically, what your overall level of health physically will have a huge impact on your mind and on your emotions, on your ability to weather stuff, manage stuff, feel like yourself, to be the best version of yourself. Okay, moving on. Number 5, practice legit hugs. Hug people. Real hugs. Now, I'm not talking about like the side hug. I'm not talking about the bro hug. I'm not talking about hugs in passing. I'm talking about a real hug. Here's how you know it's a real hug. Hold each other, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time, like maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute. But as you're holding each other, watch for that moment when your body just goes, and you sag into that thing. That's good stuff. It's good for your nervous system. It reduces stress. It helps you to feel better. It helps you feel connected. It helps you to get good things moving within your mind, within yourself. It's really important. Practice good, legit hugs, not just for you, but for those people that you're hugging as well. Make sure they're on board. Don't just hug strangers that don't know what you're doing. Although it might be cool. I don't know. You might want to kind of look into that. But practice legit hugs. It's important. All right, and then the last one of the simple, and then we're going to get into the not so simple. The last thing that you can simply do right now, I know you can do it, talk to somebody. Let somebody in. Show somebody the real stuff. Reach out. Maybe you have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit to do it, but talking to somebody and letting somebody into your world and forming connections and expanding the connections that you've already got, they're going to be huge for how you feel overall. So that's the first 6, the simple ones. Get a dog, protect your sleep, exercise, eat well, practice legit hugs, and talk to somebody. So that might be a counselor like me. That would be really great. Counselors would love to talk with you, but even if it's just somebody in your out there life, talk to somebody. It could be really helpful. So those are the first 6. The second 6 are a little less obvious and a little less simple. I know you're probably thinking those weren't the most simple anyway, but these are even less simple. So hopefully they'll be helpful too. So number 1 of this is kind of goes with the last one of talking to somebody. Practice, work on it, do it intentionally, practice vulnerability. Share real stuff that you're going, I don't know if anybody's going to like it, stuff that you maybe are wrapping up in all kinds of like, I feel ashamed of that. It doesn't feel good. Those are the things that are most important to share with people, and they'll have the biggest impact on your overall mental health when you let people into the real stuff. How are you going to work on that deep mental health stuff that you're paying attention to and trying to get right if you're not going to let anybody see it because you're ashamed of it? Practice vulnerability. It's really important. Brene Brown, she's doing a ton of stuff with vulnerability right now. If you're looking for more resources, any of her books on vulnerability and shame will probably be a really good fit. So check her out, Brene Brown. So number 2, and this is Dan Siegel, which I really, really like his stuff too. Practice mindsight, right? So vulnerability, mindsight, these things are less simple than sleep and exercise, but they're probably just as, if not more important. Mindsight is all about the ability to understand yourself, see what's going on beneath the surface, understand you. So you got this whole complex interplay going on, right? With emotions, with feelings, with your body, with your mind, all of that, with your memories, all of that is coming together in ways that's kicking out impulses, it's kicking out drives, instincts, compulsions, moods, emotions, stuff that if you don't see it, it will just kind of run with you and it'll run the show for you. So mindsight is all about the ability to see that stuff for what it is, understand it, and spend time with it, listen to it, explore it. You can do that with somebody, talk with somebody, and you can do that with vulnerability, and then you just knocked out 3 of them. So practice mindsight. Especially another part of mindsight that's really important is empathy. Use your mindsight to do that process of understanding for somebody else. Like, what's going on in their life? How are they feeling? What is this experience, this conversation, this thing that's happening for me? What is it like for them? As I'm struggling through an argument or as I'm fighting my way through conflict, things like that, putting my mind in the mind of another, it's good for your overall health and your ability to even understand yourself. So practice mindsight. Number 3, connect with your breath. Your breathing is just like a gateway into your mind, into your heart, into your body. Practice deep breathing. Practice focusing on your breath and following it with your mind. It will really help with mindsight. It helps with stress reduction, to have deep breaths and to know how to do deep breathing, to know how to follow your breath with your mind. Deep breaths in, hold it, deep breaths out. It'll help you to fall asleep. Remember number 2 on the simple, right? To protect your sleep. Deep breathing can help with sleeping. It can help with stress reduction. It can help with anxiety. It can help with all kinds of stuff. So it's a general thing, but it's a really good thing. So form a relationship with your breath. I have probably at least once an hour, 2 or 3 breaths that I'm very mindful of, and I just follow them and I hold them. That's a part of kind of how I do life. So helpful. Practice connecting with your breath. Number 4, be a good introvert or extrovert. Like, do that well. First of all, find out what you are. Here's a good test. When you think about a weekend, and the weekend's going to include one day where you're totally alone and with your Netflix, with your book, sitting around with your cup of tea, doing the alone thing, and the other day is going to be a ton of people. Which one of those things, the ton of people, is going to be a party? It's going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot going on. You're going to go from one thing to the next all day. Which of those days energizes you, and which of those days depletes you, right? If the day alone feels like, oh, that's how I recover, I would feel so much better for that, I need that day, then you're an introvert probably. If oh my word, I can't wait to get out and hang out with everybody, I want to see everybody, I got so many stories to tell, I'm so excited to get out and get in the energy of people, and that's going to energize me, you're probably an extrovert. Do that well. Pay attention to it. Like, don't just slide through that and let that be an afterthought. If you know you're an introvert, don't fill your week. Make sure that you've got time to be by yourself and recharge. If you know you're an extrovert, don't be setting your life up to have only alone time where you're working and you're grinding on your school projects or you're grinding on work or whatever. Make sure that you have opportunities to connect with people and get out there. So be a good introvert or extrovert. Take care of that. Which is kind of like the next one. Get serious. Number 5, get serious about self-care. Right? No one's looking out for you the way that you're going to look out for you. Nobody understands what you need the way that you understand what you need. Pay attention to those needs. You're not being selfish when you meet those needs, because when you practice good self-care, it's the best version of yourself to go and take care of other people. Right? Like, parents, adjust your oxygen mask before the oxygen mask of your children. Right? If you're slipping on your own care, you're not the best version of yourself for other people. So if you're worried about selfishness with self-care, just know that self-care allows you to be the best version of yourself, take care of your needs in a way that's really going to be able to unlock in you the best parent, the best husband, the best wife that you can be. So get serious about self-care and take really good care of it. And that includes being a good introvert or extrovert, and paying attention to your breath, and practicing mindsight, and practicing vulnerability, and talking to someone, and practicing legit hugs, and eating well and exercising and protecting your sleep, and getting a dog. Those all come under the heading of good self-care, right? So just do that one, and it took care of all the rest of them. Okay, so the last one, I'm gonna leave you this one. If you want to work on your mental health right now, if you want to improve your relationship with yourself, if you want to improve your overall functioning, choose love. At every turn, choose love. Let love dictate your decisions. Let love guide you. Let love fill you. Let love create you. Let love be the creative energy within you that develops you and turns you into who you are. Love will guide you through better than any other orienting North Star that we can find. Love is the very, very best. Always choose it. If you're one of those people that believes that one of the best ways to show love is by being a real jerk about something that you feel is important, you're wrong about that. That's not how this works. Choose real love. Choose love that I will experience as love and that you will experience as love, and that together we can say, yes, that's love. That's not just you being a jerk. Choose the kind of love that orients us towards actually improving each other's lives and being there for each other. Choose love for yourself, self-care, right? The whole list. It's all about love. All of it. Everything comes back to love. Choose love before everything, beyond everything. Let love dictate. Let love drive you. Let love move you. Let love create you. Always choose love. I love you. I'm really glad to be in this with you. If this is something that you are into as well, feel free to share this wherever you'd like. Hit subscribe. More videos like this are coming. And we're going to keep doing what we can do to talk our way through how to be the best versions of ourselves. And I am here for you and trying to make these videos in a way that can help you to do that and help you on that journey of self-discovery to be the best version of yourself that you can be for you, but also for the people in your life that depend on you. You are loved, you are needed, and people need you to be the best version of yourself, not just so that you can be super happy, but so that you can change the world in the way that you're designed to impact it, which is always and forever, first and foremost, before everything, beneath everything, beyond everything else, is based on love, always. I love you. Thanks for joining me. This is Deep Space. I will see you next time. We're probably going to do a video next week, so we'll give you a little break. And we'll be back the week following. Check out Friday, another podcast coming. This one's going to be about porn and the effect that it has on our bodies and our hearts and our minds, our relationships. So check that out. And yeah, that'll come Friday and then no video the next week. Maybe there'll probably be a video Friday, again, another podcast. But keep an eye out for all that stuff. You're welcome to all of it. It's all for you because we love you and we want to do this with you. So thanks for joining me. Again, my name's Ben. This is Deep Space. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.